streets in different state. Two guys made a film about, no, not really a film, a podcast about Star Wars and stuff. And this is the result of what happened on that day. May the Fourth be with you.
Yes, it is. Okay, so before we talk about episode 4, before Quincy starts, we want to thank Peter Hollins and Lindsay Sterling for doing that awesome Star Wars a cappella melody thing.
And violin played. May the Force be with you. Force be with you, both.
Yes. So, since Quincy won the coin toss and got the privilege of talking about the original trilogy first, Quincy will talk to you about the original trilogy.
Oh my god, where to start? This is the movie that started my childhood. And this is the movie that started a franchise that brought sci-fi to the mainstream media. I mean, what can you say? I mean, this is not going to be a rant. This isn't going to be me bashing. This is just going to be me fangazzing me over the movie that started a franchise that influenced my life. Oh, did I forget to turn off the music?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's just one of those movies that changed a human life. I mean, just the first part I want to mention is the imagery, and if you and I might be quoting a lot of Red Letter Media or I'm not quoting, but kind of referencing the stuff that has been mentioned before, like say the imagery. Like the first thing that you see in the movie is you get a sense of who the oppressors are, who the tiny people are, the Rebel Alliance, and you kind of get that just from the two ships approaching one another, and it's just already gives you a sense of imagery. And this is just one of those classic good and evil movies. Like it's as cliche as a comic book, I'd say. Like Captain America versus the Red Skull, Green Goblin versus Spider-Man. It's a clear who's good, who's evil. And it doesn't get complicated until later in the next two movies. But this basically just defines who, and the classically dressed stormtroopers, obviously renditioned after the Nazi Germany people, the Nazis. I mean, and it's just. I'm sorry if I just pull out my hair or something. It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yes, Quincy is a nerd for Star Wars.
Yes. So, and it started the classic, and my favorite characters have always been C-3PO and R2-D2 because they are the classic comedy relief team. And although he had a lot of prior musical involvements, I would say
this is where John Williams really got his start.
Yeah, and I think this is what he'll forever be remembered for, is Star Wars. I mean,
Superman, Indiana Jones...
I know. No, this is like the one that I think that a lot of people will know him as, is the guy who created the music for Star Wars. It's one of these great. I'm sorry if I don't have anything bad to say. It's just there's so many classic scenes that I shut up at, and just cry, the twin sun scene. Well, two things: you shouldn't stare at suns, especially two. But I still think it's one of the most impactful scenes for me. Just the idea of looking up to the future, the potential, where do you want to go in life, kind of thing, It's it's like the classic kind of poster, what do you call them? Like one of the most hang in there, kitty, that kind of stuff, Those kind of posters, just like they always have those messages courage and then the message underneath.
Yeah,
it's kind of those posters.
Yeah, sorry guys if this one is kind of. Not gonna say boring, but there's really not much we can say bad. There's not much we can riff with the original Star Wars.
There's not a scene in this movie that I don't not like.
Well, there's one.
What?
There's the whole.
I'm saying for me, you can say that there is. I'm saying I didn't say that there isn't. I'm saying there's no scene in this movie that I don't like. So.
Okay, so I guess we're both constantly being Skyped during this podcast. Sorry about that. But for me, the scene that really bugs me is the whole thing with the Jawas?
Yeah, well, that's just him being. I think it's just the idea of like creating like different type of aliens and stuff. And
It's not the Jawas themselves, but the 3PO is like, well, you go this way and I'll go that way.
Oh no! Oh, you mean the desert scene?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a Jawa scene. That's just the droid scene. Yeah. I thought that was I think that was a great scene just to develop the kind of
The only thing I like about that scene is the part they did in Blue Harvest. You can kiss the lower backside of the canister, which is my body.
Yeah. And when he goes into the clubs, oh, this is a bad neighborhood. I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I do a good Cleveland, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I guess.
No. Oh.
I mean, when. No.
Why does this always happen to me?
What the hell?
Meanwhile, in the Temple of Doom, not now! Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's so many good comedies made about Star Wars that Robot Chicken, just
Yeah.
Me and Common Writer were debating which song to do. I wanted to do the old classic Yoda rap. We got Death Star. And so, there's been so many parodies we can't not quote them.
Yeah. With that scene with the Jawas, well, the droid scene, I guess we can call it, and, the whole thing we talked about in episode 3 with the whole thing where you shoot one tiny torpedo in space and, it goes down a hole somehow and then blows up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's really all I can nitpick. Well,
I have to say, I love the villains in this film. Like, Grand Moff Tarkin was just so, classic British bad guy. British bad guy. You may fire when ready.
You may fire when ready.
You may fire when ready.
Okay, now, explain to me this. Why does Carrie Fisher kind of do a British accent?
I don't know. It's just one of those things that you just don't think about. I know you think about it, but I don't think.
Well, because it's kind of British, but I don't quite go all the way.
Yeah, and if you listen to her now, she's got more of a New York accent.
Yeah, and she sounds like a man now.
She looks more like a man.
Sorry, Carrie Fisher, but we do love you.
Yes, because Carrie Fisher listens to us every day.
I hope she does.
Maybe she. The day that she stumbles upon us is the day that I don't know.
Well, now I'm just imagining this, Carrie Fisher, calling us out in, a hate comment.
We're not Family Guy, It's not like everyone watches us.
You should all be watching us. Pass us on to your friends. Let everyone know about our brand of comedy.
Love us.
Yeah, but it's the original Star Wars. I mean,
there's nothing really bad. And like I said before, this is what started sci-fi as mainstream.
And merchandising rights.
And merchandising. Yeah. Who wants an Ewok?
Ewoks are later. So I guess we should move on to our ratings since there's not much we can say.
Yeah, and this will be out of
Death Stars.
10 Death Stars.
Yep.
I'd say 10 Death Stars.
10 Death Stars.
We got 10 Death Stars. Death Stars. Death Stars. Death Stars.
I give it a 10 too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Perfect 20.
This is the shortest podcast we've ever had.
Yeah, it's only 9 minutes.
But I guess since we have a few more minutes, we can talk about the plot.
People have seen it, though. I mean, it would seem kind of insulting.
It's to explain what happened. I mean, just my favorite scenes.
Okay.
I love the idea of redemption and that the idea that there's a greater cause or entity out there, like the Force. and the great that and devoting yourself to a greater cause, like Han Solo putting away, his wealth and like wanting and for his friends and or for the sake of the Rebel Alliance, and then and when we get into the next movie, he kind of shows that he's starting to devote himself to this cause.
Okay, now do we want to talk about Han shoot first?
Well, I own the original copy of on VHS of Han Solo, and I saw it, and Han shot first. There's no doubt, there's no argument, Han shot first. It was added later on that Greedo shot first. I don't know, out of empathy or out of apathy, I don't know. They just didn't care. I guess they just want aliens to shoot first. I don't know. But the truth of the matter is, Han shot first.
Well, no, everyone knows he shot first. How do you feel about that change?
Fuck! That's what I think. It's the same thing I think of the Blu-ray edition of what we'll get into this of the No thing of Darth Vader and Return to the Jedi, but we'll get to that later.
Oh wait, okay, yeah. Well, you and I will have to talk about this because I don't remember that.
No, it's been added. It's been added, but we'll talk about it.
Okay. So yeah, 20 Death Stars. That's our end of our pass. Yeah, but from both of us, that would be 20.
Yes, okay.
Quincy failed math at school.
I failed the math. I was bad at 3 subjects in high school. Science and math.
See? We prove it again. Anyway, guys.
Oh, crap. I missed one, didn't I?
Anyway, guys. See you for part 5 when we talk about episode 5.
The Empire Strikes Back!
Yep.